Welcome to the Fringe News Bigfoot Update for the week of Monday, June 1st, 2014. As summer approaches, many of the Bigfoot investigators are ramping up to hit the woods and get the season underway. But there's some interesting items in the wind, so let's take a look at it, shall we? First up, I must address the elephant in the room, which is the Russian Yeti. The killer lives. The latest in a line of mythological Docutainment put forth by the Discovery Channel. Much like the mermaid's evidence shows, this is their entry into the realm of the wild man of Russia. Unfortunately, the production company to put this story together mixed and matched just a little bit too much to make it congruent, to say the least. While some parts of the show refer to the creature as a prehistoric leftover human of some sort, others port to a Sasquatch-like being, combining elements of the Dyatlov Party and Almasty hunters in Russia. They've brought forth an entertaining look into the question of the wild men in the Russian forest, but while I say watch the show for the docutainment that it is, and the creepy feeling that it gives you, please don't watch it for the fact that it's real or even factual. Many leaps and bounds go into the presentation of evidence this way, and they pull a Van Daniken and do nothing but ask questions to avoid stating facts. You can check it out on the Discovery Channel this week. Also on that note, Guy Edwards of the BigfootLunchClub.com did a great transcripted interview with Dr. Meldrum on the Yeti show that aired last night. The 2-hour interview was entertaining to read, and it shedded some light on how Dr. Meldrum's participation went in the show. And as of today, Dr. Meldrum released his own statement attempting to quell the fires that seems to be his credibility these days. Many are pointing the finger and saying he'll do anything for money, but mind you, that isn't me saying that. I think the good doctor's a grown-ass man, and he makes decisions like a big boy, how he wants his legacy to end. You can check out his statement on Facebook. Also related to this story you may think is a little out of order, but I don't believe so at all. The American ghost hunters put forth their own hypothesis on what happened to those hikers that doesn't involve Bigfoot or some weird wild man of Russia. It's called Russian Red, and it's directed by Chad Kellick of American Ghost Hunters. This 18-minute free look may give you something else to consider that isn't Bigfoot in this particular case. You can see it by going to Vimeo.com and searching for Russian Red, or check the description for a link to the video. Hey now, be sure to keep your eyes peeled as it inches closer to the world premiere of the very first captured Bigfoot put on display by the Tiny Top Circus. Yes, the Huffington Post reports with Barnum-esque hype, a circus announced that Bigfoot has been captured and will be put on display June 7th in New York City. For the thrill of a lifetime, come see the strangest creature ever brought to civilization before he's safely released back to the wild, reads one of the posters for the event. So June 7th it is. I'll let you know what we find out. Want to cast a Bigfoot track by Cliff Barackman? Well, you missed your chance at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference in April, but he was gracious enough to have it filmed, and I bet you it was by Craig Flippy, too. He shared it all for all to watch and learn from one of the greats. You can find that article at his blog at NorthAmericanBigfoot.com. And Cliff also shared this awesome little map from Washington State telling us Swampy, a Bigfoot-like creature, welcomes you to the place and to please be careful with fire. Thanks, Cliff. This was via his fan page at Facebook.com/Cliff Barackman. And just a little bit of sad news this week. According to CryptoZooNews.com, one of the East's quietest and most beloved Bigfoot investigators has died. Philip Spencer, 63, a native of Kentucky and author of The Wild Man of Kentucky, The Mystery of the Panther Rock, passed away on Wednesday morning, May 28th, 2014, from heart disease and diabetic complication. Rest well, Squatcher. And check out this fan picture posting in the Squatcher's Lounge this week by Jacob Gaxiola of San Pedro, California, of his visit down to the Bigfoot Museum in Felton, California. The museum is a wealth of Bigfoot information, and the curator, Meg Rugg, has invaluable tales that should be archived somewhere, someday. You can find our group at Facebook.com/SLounge. Don't miss this week's The 40 Slip, episode 37, The Blair Yeti Project. In this episode, Chris and Matt look into the Russian Yeti on Discovery, a story of 9 college students who hiked into the mountains and never returned. The webcast is uncensored for your pleasure at youtube.com/The40andslip. And finally tonight, Wednesday is podcast night. Join David and I for an all-new format as we take a look at who was Ivan Marks. Where did he all fit in? Just how much validity is there into the Cripplefoot? Why did Peter Burns turn on him? And what is his connection to Tom Biscardi? Find out Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. UK time on youtube.com/SLounge Podcast. Thanks for joining me for the Fringe News Bigfoot Update Season 2, Episode 23. I'm Reverend Jeff, and may the Squatch be with you.